Starting a van build or a tiny house build can be quite challenging. Especially when you see the results of other people. Especially when you find out they are professionals.
It just seemed unachievable, really.
Especially when you yourself have little to no experience at all.
Yeah, that's me.
And that's me failing miserably to install a simple diesel heater.
So we're in a bit of a situation here. It's getting colder and the diesel heater is not yet working.
For you to understand the point I'm trying to illustrate, here's a quick overview of the situation. A diesel heater setup consists out of 4 parts. A diesel tank, fuel lines, the diesel heater itself, and an interface. So Jonathan over here messed up every part. He bought the wrong diesel tank because apparently this one lets in UV light, making the diesel all syrupy. He bought the wrong fuel lines because apparently the inner size does matter. He bought the wrong diesel heater because apparently this one is too powerful for our ducting, so it will overheat. And he bought 2 wrong interfaces before he got the right one. But still, he has no clue.
Why are you not heating? I don't get it.
So, how to start a seemingly impossible project like a van build, a tiny house build, or a diesel heater.
How do you even get started?
How do you get started?
If you're thinking of doing your own camper conversion, but you haven't got a clue how to do it, then join the club. We haven't got a clue either.
Nicole and I had a thorough discussion about this, and we came up with 8 important tips that we wished we knew when we started out.
This is our opinion formed by our experience and our research. So do with it as you like.
We think that every great build starts with a good amount of research. What is it you want? So what were your first steps?
I traveled quite a bit before in a backpack, and then I lived in a caravan, so a small space before that I renovated. And then I had a couple of requirements because I did a winter with a friend in a camper. So I kind of already had ideas what my camper needs to facilitate in terms of lifestyle.
I highly recommend just renting a camper van from a rental company and doing like a 2-week road trip.
In our experience, there are 2 kind of builders. On the one hand, you have the builders that really enjoy the building itself. They're the ones that, once a project or build is finished, they will start a new one.
But I just got another van. I know, I'm sorry, it's getting out of hand. This is the last one, I swear. It's a long story, okay? Shut up.
I've lived in a bunch of different vehicles.
And on the other hand, you have the builders that, well, they really look forward to when the build is finished. They want a specific lifestyle so badly, they are willing to work for it. We're the second kind of people.
Did you feel ready?
No, but I don't think that you're ever ready. You don't get ready by thinking about it.
If you've decided this is right for you, if you hit a couple hiccups, you're not going to stop, right? You're going to make sure you push through.
Yes. You need resources to get your build started.
So we didn't have much money, so we just scavenged material.
I started my van build without money to buy a van, let alone the money needed to convert it.
I've got myself a working place. The only thing missing yet is an actual van to work in.
So I had to figure out a way to make money and convert a van at the same time.
When I built the first van, I had saved the money, so I was able to build 6 months straight and like non-stop, which is super intense and stressful.
So, should you save up first and then start your build? Or should you already start? We think it's a matter of preference.
The power is in just doing it.
What was your prior experience before building this van?
So personally, I would say 0.
When you set out on finally starting your project, you soon learn
That there is a lot to learn.
That's why we believe you need some form of willingness to learn. Because the information is out there.
I'm pretty proud of myself because I figured this out all on my own by watching many YouTube tutorials.
Not all learning styles are the same though.
So like when I set my mind on something, I'm like, do it.
I'm more of a person who needs to run into a problem first before I'm open to learn about it.
Speaking of me, I feel like I'm overthinking more. And the man approach a lot of times is like, just do it, go for it. Don't think too much.
So I guess that's my plan A. We'll see if it works.
Everyone has a different starting point. Some might have a jump start because they already have a technical background.
We've done the majority of the work ourselves.
Or maybe they grew up in a handy family.
I had tremendous help from my father, who's an amazing craftsman.
But also they have to learn when they set out on such a specific project as a tiny house build or a van build.
I'm a mechanical engineer, but I've never built a van before.
When I started converting my Iveco daily and wanted to connect a piece of wood to another piece of wood, I literally had no idea how to do that. So I started with making a table out of pallet woods, just to practice some fundamentals.
It's a great opportunity to build your skill level.
In the Netherlands we have a saying that you can have two left hands, meaning you are clumsy, or all thumbs. When someone uses that saying in the context of building things, or in our case converting a van, that person believes he or she can never do it. I think that's bullshit.
I guess I'll figure it out.
What happened?
We might have a leakage.
When you do something like this for the first time, it's inevitable you run into problems.
Let's talk about the big thing that delayed our build.
Shit! I forgot.
Your van are not exactly parallel as we go along.
Wow.
It's not if, it's when you are going to have these problems.
And then it decides to just turn off. For whatever fucking reason. I don't get it.
So what are you going to do when all options have failed you and you have no idea what to do or how to move forward? There we go, once more. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
So the conversion took probably about 1.5 years, yeah?
Yeah.
It felt like 20 years.
Oh, God. There's so much more to do.
With such a complex project, it's extremely hard to plan ahead because you just don't know what you're gonna run into. When Nicole and I built this truck, we took our budget and our time plan and multiplied it by 2. That turned out pretty accurate.
You easily set expectations way higher.
You know what they say, good things take time.
Alright, heater starting, check. Pump starting, check. Smoke is coming, check.
Right, it's firing on. Check. Come on.
You have seen me do every piece of this build by myself with no prior experience.
And be very clear on your why, then it will definitely help you persevere.
The power is in just one step at a time.
And then you get to live in what you build.
It's not easy, but yeah, you're doing nothing. It's frustrating as hell. But when you persevere, just turn it on.
It's working.
It's extremely satisfying.
It's actually working!